What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, it is indeed Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing good. Amazing, stupendous. Hope you guys are doing very, very well, man. I'm surprised we haven't done this. I'm surprised we haven't really done this. F1 teammates who hated each other. Talking about hate. Hate's a strong word. Hate is a very, very strong word. I don't really use hate. I really just dislike doing something or somebody. I don't really hate nobody. Not really, but I do hate doing something. So one of that is cutting the grass. I hate cutting the grass. I absolutely hate that shit. But let's just move on from there. We are going to check out some teammates who didn't really like each other. Some of these we'll already know, probably Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. Probably we may see Senna and Prost, maybe, because we do know how that whole friendship they had, kind of went left, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's go and get to the video. Don't forget to plug the video as well. If you are new to the channel, let's just get started, man. Shout out to Sports Side as well with the video.
Formula One has produced some of the greatest teammate rivalries in all of sports. Admittedly, using the word hate in the title is a bit much, although it was true in some cases, and I also needed to come up with a clickable title, so there's that. Anyway, let's go through 10 sets of teammates who really did not like one another in no particular order. Number 1. We'll start off with the most recent pure rivalry in Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Lewis Hamilton joined childhood friend Nico Rosberg at Mercedes in 2000.
Childhood friends.
13, and they'd soon no longer be friends. 2013 was not that heated aside from Rosberg having to stay behind Lewis Hamilton in Malaysia. 2014 saw the rivalry go up to the next level, with the two drivers now the main championship contenders. Races at Hungary and Belgium really saw the tension escalate with a repeat of Malaysia 2013 at Hungary and the two touching at Belgium. Ultimately, Hamilton would clinch the championship at the final race of the season at Abu Dhabi, and he'd clinch it again in 2015 at USA, which saw Rosberg throw his podium in disgust. 2016 saw the rivalry grow to the next level. Especially at the Spanish Grand Prix, where the two had a spectacular racing incident, forcing both to retire. It escalated once again at Austria, where Rosberg on the final lap went straight on in a corner while side by side with an overtaken Lewis Hamilton and crashed into him. The tension peaked at the final round of the season, where Rosberg, with a 12-point lead, was behind Hamilton in the race, and Hamilton tried to slow the pace right down to try and get those behind the pair to overtake Rosberg, but Rosberg hung on to clinch his only championship in dramatic fashion. Rosberg retired from the sport soon after, and this was definitely one of the most bitter teammate rivalries we've ever seen. Number 2.
Hey, Lewis Hamilton picky for that. He real picky for that. He real picky for that, man.
2. Hamilton and Fernando Alonso showed displays of hatred in their one.
We all know about that scandal going on over there.
At the end of the Monaco Grand Prix, Hamilton was displeased that he had to stay behind Alonso, feeling that McLaren were giving the Spaniard the preferential treatment. It was in Hungary where the hatred for one another grew, where originally on the track in qualifying, Hamilton refused to let Alonso through as Hamilton went out on the track first. But in the pit box late in the session, the cars were double stacking, with Alonso in front, and once Alonso got the all clear to go, he kept on waiting until there was not enough time for Lewis to do a full outlap before having one more shot for pole. Subsequently, Alonso was given a 5-place grid penalty, and Lewis would instead begin on pole. In the end, both scored 109 points, but both missed out on the championship to Raikkonen by a single point. They were not on talk in terms for a while, but have since grown mutual respect for one another. Number 3. The rivalry between Reutemann and Jones is not as widely known.
Yeah, I don't know too much about this.
Plenty. Reutemann joined Jones at Williams in 1980, and the two were actually a great duo in 1980 as Jones went on to become champion. It was in 1981 when things turned south. The first sign of this was at the Brazilian Grand Prix, where Reutemann refused team orders to let Jones pass and won the Grand Prix. Jones notably did not stand at the podium. Reutemann was disappointed with Jones's reaction as he gifted Jones the win in the previous race.
Okay, I'm probably going to be the lone outsider, but I can't really be mad with what Reutemann, how do you say his name, did. Because the guy just said he let Jones pass in the last race to win it. They want me to do it again? Excuse me. the point the point of competition sports is to win. I'm trying to win. I just let him win. I just let him win the last race. They want me to do it again, and then you get mad and salty, and you want to stay on the podium. I just let you win the last race. Let me know you guys' thoughts on that. I may be the only lone outsider in that, but I can't really be mad at Rudderman. How do you say his damn name? I can't really be mad at him.
There were a lot of tense battles on track between the two, but the defining moment in the championship was at Germany when Reutemann was ordered to give Jones his own unit and was forced to race with the third unit, which unfortunately that car failed on him in the race, potentially costing Reutemann the championship, who lost it by a single point to Nelson Piquet. Reutemann tried to bury the hatchet with Jones, which Jones explicitly refused. Number 4. Verstappen versus Sainz.
So, I think I've also learned this as well. I think you guys have helped a lot, but I think I've also learned that I think a lot of these teams do have specific favorites towards specific drivers. And you could probably say most notably is obviously Red Bull with Verstappen. If you go to all of his teammates that have left, Albon, Gasly, Sainz, and more. You know what I mean? I know some of them didn't really step up to the plate, but I do feel there is a lot of favoritism in F1 just regarding teams and just just with specific drivers. Like I said, please let me know if I'm wrong. Please let me know if I'm wrong. I love having these conversations with you guys. I don't want to sound like I fucking know everything. I don't. But
is often a rivalry which is easily forgotten, and it's easy to see why, as they were only teammates for a little more than a season, battling in midfield in a Toro Rosso. But they did have their moments like the Singapore Grand Prix in 2015, where Verstappen refused to give way for Sainz, or the 2016 Australian Grand Prix, where they came into contact with one another. And although this isn't one of the biggest teammate feuds, especially now that they both claim to be on good terms, a lot of speculation at the time said otherwise, and could not stand one another for quite a time during their tenure as teammates, which made for interesting reading in the rumour mill. Number 5. Vettel versus Webber. Although these two are very much friends now, there was a lot of stages
with the fit go crazy
where the two came into a lot of conflict. Although they were teammates in 2009, the conflict really started in 2010 at Turkey, where the two got tangled up, forcing him to retire. Soon after, in 2010, Webber was livid that he was forced to give up the team's only surviving front wing.
Seb had been giving Webber's front wing after the Germans fell off. After the Germans fell off during qualifier yesterday, went on to take first place in grid ahead of Webber. This left the Australians seething, and immediately after taking the checkered flag, he said politely or pointedly to his team with the car, not bad for a number 2 driver. Oh shit. Seb, you taking that?
Damaged his, as the German was
Seb, you taking that?
Webber was in the hunt for the championship that same year on the final day, but lost out to Vettel. Tensions didn't peak again, however, until 2013 with Multi-21, where Vettel famously overtook Webber late in the Malaysian Grand Prix, going against team orders. Webber was visibly angry at Vettel over the matter, and it was one of the biggest stories of the year. But after Vettel's 4th championship that year, Webber called it quits. Number 6. Taking you back to the 1950s,
where this is old.
Mike Hawthorn and Peter Collins were Ferrari teammates from 1957 to 1958.
3 people.
And this rivalry was possibly the most hateful of them all.
Oh, jeez.
In fact, according to Mussel's then girlfriend, Hawthorn and Collins would even split the winnings as to show how determined they were to beat Mussel. Mussel would perish at the French Grand Prix in 1958. And after his girlfriend came out of the hospital and back to the hotel, she found both Collins and Hawthorn laughing and playing football with a beer can. After Mussel's death, the other 2 British drivers would also pass away within 12 months, and in all seriousness, it was a really sad ending to the heated rivalry.
Damn.
Number 7. James Hunt versus Jochen Mass.
That sucks.
These 2 were both teammates in 1976
James
and
Hunt.
1977.
What did they call James? Really they call James Hunt like a sex icon or some shit like that. I think if I'm correct.
In the pair. At the Canadian Grand Prix, Hunt and Mass collided as Hunt went to lap Mass, and this left Hunt furious. In fact, so much that he punched a marshal and also clenched his fist every time Mass passed the pit board. the fractured relationship between the team championship.
Oh shit! My bad.
And this left Hunt furious.
Get your ass off me! Bop!
That he punched a
Damn, that's
and
messed
also
up.
clenched his fist
Damn, that's messed up.
Past the pit board. The
I think you should say sorry afterwards.
Was thought to be a major reason why Mast left McLaren at the end of the 1977 season, as the friendship seemed to have been unsalvageable.
Musso, that was crazy.
Number 8.
Perez.
Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon.
Ooh.
This one got tense quite quickly when they became teammates in 2017 in the Force India. 2017 saw the pair clash at Montreal over strategy. Baku with Perez greased on the wall by Ocon, touching once again at Hungary, and peaking at Belgium, where Perez greased Ocon into the wall not once, but twice. There would be one last flare-up in the 2018 Singapore Grand Prix, where the Mexican driver barged into Ocon rather recklessly. As predicted, the atmosphere in the Force India team was very toxic at times during the 2 seasons, and it's clear to see why. Number 9. Gilles Villeneuve and Didier Pironi. Pironi joined Villeneuve at Ferrari in 1981, and the two actually got along very well in the first year, seeing one another as equal.
Okay. Going back to Perez and Ocon, aren't? I'm having a major brain fart. I don't really want to check my phone, but aren't they teammates still, right? I'm having a major, guys, I swear, I'm having a major brain fart. I'm trying to think. Esteban Ocon. I'm trying to think. Y'all about to clown my ass. I'm trying to think. I can't think.
That he was better than what his mediocre.
After all the races I've seen, I can't think if they are or not.
Grand Prix, Pironi went against team orders to trick Villeneuve and overtake him late on to win the Grand Prix. After this,
damn finesse,
swore off the friendship and made sure Pironi was his enemy number 1. Unfortunately, this rivalry would take a tragic turn at the following race weekend in qualifying at Belgium. Villeneuve, wanting to improve his lap time with Pironi on pole, went to overtake Jochen Mass on track, but he instead crashed into the back of him and the car flew and somersaulted before stopping, and Villeneuve would unfortunately pass away later that night. A horrible ending to the rivalry, with Pironi additionally forced to stop racing later the same year after a terrible crash at the German Grand Prix, leaving him with severe leg fractures. And last but not least, number 2.
I knew it.
Just has
I
to be
knew it. I knew it.
This rivalry, as we know, spanned well over the 2 years as teammates. But when the two were teammates, this rivalry was just simply on another level when Senna joined Prost at McLaren in 1988. Senna at the time was expected to be schooled by Prost, but it was clear from the get-go that Senna was outperforming Prost. But tensions were evident late in the season when Prost did discover that Honda were giving Senna preferential treatment as the Brazilian went on to win the 1988 F1 championship. This made for a fierce battle in the 1989 season, and after Senna broke their agreement of whoever was first off the starting line would stay in the lead entering the first corner in San Marino. As the championship stayed close the entire season, the rivalry just kept on becoming more and more bitter, until it peaked at the Japanese Grand Prix,
and they both
where,
crashed.
as we all know, the two cars crashed into each other with 7 laps to go. Senna was able to get a push start to get back up and running again, but he would later be disqualified. With the DQ, Prost won his 3rd championship. Although the rivalry did continue past 1989 was Prost's last season at McLaren as he moved to Ferrari in 1990. I know I've missed a few other rivalries here, notably the Nigel Mansell and Nelson Piquet one. But I guess I want to try and include as many teammate rivalries from the last 10 years as I could. What other rivalries or fractured teammate relationships?
That's crazy. Shout out to Sports Side again, man. Hell of a video. But we learned a lot. I still messed up about the Musso and like his 2 British teammates with like Ferrari. Musso died and then they playing football and drinking beer and laughing. That don't sit right with me. That don't sit right with me. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do not forget to like the video and sub as well if you are new to the channel. Don't forget. And you guys stay safe. I'll see you guys later.